Hi, welcome to Living in the Light, and I'm Mary Amy, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your truth potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Welcome to the fifth dimension. Here we are. I'm coming live from New York. How are you tonight? It's not even 5 o'clock. I'm here a little bit early because I have plans, I have things I have to do, but I wanted to get here and speak to you and tell you that I cherish you. You're a worthy being of light. You're highly dimensional. And doesn't matter where you live, what you look like, what you have, or what you do, you're worthy as is. Let's cherish ourselves. Let's have self-love. Okay, so here we are. We're about to embark on the weekend. It's July 14th in the Matrix work week. I don't know how everyone's doing. Tonight we're going to cover topics like human trafficking, crimes against humanity, CAH. I'm going to cover the 144,000. Are you one of the 144,000? I just realized I'm going to post this right now so people know that we're online. And anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Let's see. I'm just going to post this because then we'll get more in the chat. If you're joining us, why don't you write in the chat and tell me where you're coming from? Hello, everyone. Hello. Let's see. I'm just posting it right now. It's spinning. It's spinning. It's spinning. But why I'm here and waiting for this to come on, because I want. Here we go. I want to ask you, did you have any dreams the last few days? And did you keep track of them? Did you write them down? Did you write them down in a dream journal? Or did you just get a composition book like I have and you just jot down a description, an interpretation? What are your emotions? Because there very well might be something important in your dreams, like maybe you're having a premonition dream. You are gifted being of light. You have abilities. You might be receiving a premonition dream. You might be told a warning about something in your future that you should anticipate maybe the next day. Now, if you are having a dream and whatever happens in your dream occurs the next day or within 24 hours, that means that you're in synchronicity. That means that you are getting validation that you're on the right path. You're very clear. You're able to manifest. We speak about some of these portal days. Well, let's just imagine that every single day is a portal day. You can jump timelines. Are you a timeline jumper? And what does that mean? That means that you are changing your energetic pattern. That what you're doing normally, average, every day, you're bored, nothing's changing. You're going to be a timeline jumper, and you're going to jump onto a new timeline by doing something different. Now, maybe you're going to reach out to someone. Maybe instead of being quiet and shy, you're going to have a conversation. You're going to feel inside your gut. You're going to have an intuitive sensation telling you, that person, I'm interested in talking to that person. Or there's a subject that resonates with you and you take more of a look at it. You're going to change your energetic pattern, which you're going to jump timelines. Another way is by being in this moment right now, grounding yourself. As I say, take all the energy from the base of your spine and pull it up. Also, send your energy down into the earth. Ground yourself with your root chakra. So you imagine your feet firmly planted in the earth's surface. You wiggle your toes. You also are in this moment. What do you have around you? I have this glass. I'm having gratitude for this moment. And then in that moment, when I'm grounding myself and I'm having gratitude, then right here before me, I am visualizing and imagining whatever it is that I want. You can't deny yourself of what you want. And you have to believe in yourself. You have to have a willingness to believe. You have to have self-confidence. Because no one out there in the outer world, the physical reality, cares. They're on their own journey. You're on yours. Now, what is it that you see that you want to have within your grasp? What is it that you would like to have? Where would you like to go? What would you like to do? What would you like to have? Whatever it is, you can receive it. If you can conceive it, you can receive it. Okay, so tonight we're going to talk about, like I said, human trafficking. Why am I getting onto that topic? Because we can see, and we're finding out there's been a lot of disclosure in the last 10 days related to human trafficking. There's that new movie out, Sounds of Freedom. There's another movie out, or a documentary, I should say, by Louis Herms. It's called Cages, and it's about child trafficking. And this is an issue right now. This has been going on below the surface. We have not known about it. And it's a real thing. It's a money-making operation. The secret government, these groups, these secret societies have been doing this. And it's an institution. They have ways of getting children, whether they're coming across the border. I'm going to get into that in just a second. Okay, so your dreams. Pay attention to your sleeping dreams. We want our dreams and desires to come true, don't we? We want to make wishes. We close our eyes. We imagine light around us. Imagine a band 1 foot long circling you of light. And that's going to help you clear your energy field. It's going to help clear away any darkness or negativity. And it's also going to bring forward whatever it is you want. It's going to give you more of a chance of prosperity, abundance. Maybe you want to say this is having more of a spiritual aspect to you. And that means when you have more of a spiritual aspect, you realize that the world does not revolve around you. We are all connected. We are one. We are connected to every single human being on this earth, every single blade of grass, every tree, every creature. We are all connected. And I'm speaking of those that are of human influence, human DNA. And you have a DNA blueprint within your system. And it's being activated. It's being activated. The more light you shed on yourself, the more that you awaken, you have awareness to what's going on. Maybe you sit and you meditate. You close your eyes and you focus in on your breathing, you're inhaling and exhaling, and you push away any thoughts. You just focus on your breathing and you kind of relax yourself like we do sometimes. And when you do that, you're allowing information to come into your system. You're allowing memories to come forward. And you're recognizing and discovering all of your gifts and abilities, because we really haven't been aware of how much we are capable of. We have advanced technology within our systems. Within our systems, you have it and I have it. And we're not even aware of it because we really haven't focused on it. Imagine if all we did was shut down everything, take a pill, take some kind of medication, quiet our experiences, forget about our senses. Basically, we're put in a box. Well, hello, Elsa. Would you like to join us? Hi, Elsa. Elsa just went in on a walk. Here she is. Thanks for joining us. She's out of breath. Imagine if everything was closed up, because that's what it's been like. We haven't been able to express ourselves. We're kind of told exactly who to be, how to be. These are the jobs that you can have, and you should get an education, and you have to work a 9 to 5, and you have to make money to pay your bills, and we're just chasing those dreams. And some of it we never get to because I don't think they want us to get there. Those that have had power and influence and wealth over the population want to keep us enslaved in a way that we are always working for them. We're never going to get to the tippy top of any industry because we're not part of the cult. We're not part of the secret societies. We're just the average Joe. Okay, so our dreams are very essential. Our thoughts are very powerful. And our intention, what kind of intention do you have? Do you have a commitment to do your best? I hope so. So anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Write in the chat, tell me who you are, where you're coming from. I do keep track of who's here because I just want to say hello and thank you for joining us. Let me remind you of light on the horizon. Good things are coming beyond your view. A difficult situation can improve or will improve beyond our view, which means that we can't see it yet, but we have to have what's called faith. We have to be optimistic and believe that things will improve. Now, if your thoughts are, oh, my life's terrible, it's never gonna amount to much, I'm never gonna be successful, and I'm not going to succeed, and I'm going to have these dark thoughts and negative emotions. Of course, you're not going to reach light on the horizon because you're not being optimistic and hopeful. Let's have joy and love and hope and forgiveness and positivity to get there. All right, so human trafficking. Well, does it exist? Apparently it does. There's a lot of speculation going on right now. Who's really involved in it? Who's the good guys? Who's the bad guys? But that's not important to me. It's more or less me focusing in on a subject and giving a little bit of awareness and some kind of research and traveling down the rabbit hole and giving you that information so that you have some awareness too. Now, this movie that's just come out, I'm going to mention that, Sound of Freedom. And it's doing pretty well at the box office. Apparently they are attempting to shut down viewers and audiences from seeing it, whether they say, oh, it's not working, or the air conditioning, or they're refunding money back, the tickets back if people are buying it. But people are still going out there, and apparently it's doing very well in certain states. Well, human trafficking is modern day slavery. It's illegal transport, organ harvesting, child sex trafficking, and blood rituals. And they do this, and there's a lot of money to be made, trillions and trillions. Hey, music, thanks for joining us. I came on a little early because I have to go a little early. But I wanted to get in here and speak about some of these topics. All right, so there's human trafficking, and this is a crime or crimes committed by American cartels and international cartels. It's not just happening in foreign countries, it's happening in our country. And apparently there are some government officials and politicians and Hollywood stars involved in it. And it's known. Now, it's deeply embedded into our culture, whether we realize it or not. It's been around for a while. So there's criminal activity. People are transported, bought, recruited, harbored, kidnapped for exploitative purposes as sexual slavery, forced labor, or child soldier trade. So I guess they're brought into, like, for a war to be a soldier. So trafficking human adults and children. Now, I know this is a very upsetting topic, and I'm bringing it up because the more awareness we bring to it, then the more that become awakened, and we're going to get through all of this bad stuff. It's all coming to light. We're going to get through it. And we're going to have, and I'm going to get emotional if I say that too much, we're going to have peace on earth, because we are, some of us already in the fifth dimension. And we have to get rid of all these criminals that are hurting humans, crimes against humanity. Bob Harding, I have a strange dream. Celestial would answer all, but would cost me my eye. A few days later, I read about the eyes of Odin, synchronicity. Wow, that's amazing, Bob. You have a lot of insight. Thank you for sharing that. So, human trafficking is exploitation for commercial use. And it can happen with children, it can happen with babies, it can happen with adults, teenagers. They have this endochrome, and they use children for that as well before the age of 21. And it has to do with they get them in a place of fear, and they release something in their system, and they take it from the child. Now, human trafficking is not based on race or age or gender or disability or identity or education. It can be anybody can be human trafficked. It's not based on any of that. It's like all bets are off, basically. So traffickers prey upon members of vulnerable individuals. So those that are maybe in poverty, maybe they're crossing the border, maybe they're children of welfare, maybe they're in an institution, they're unaccompanied by adults, they have no one protecting them, they're vulnerable. They might not have any immigration status in the United States, and they fall prey to these criminals. And you might say, oh, well, you think, oh, it's the lowlifes on the planet. But there are many well-dressed individuals, CEOs, corporate executives, politicians, maybe they're in Hollywood, and they are involved in this. Don't be fooled. And guess what? Those individuals are able to be basically covert. We don't even realize, because, oh, they're all dressed so nicely and they have influence and wealth. And you think, oh, they would never be involved in this criminal activity, but apparently they are. And we're finding out names are going to be called out. We are going to hear about who exactly is doing this. The names are getting revealed, and that's why I'm talking about this tonight. This is probably the worst topic when it comes to crimes against humanity that I've uncovered. And so these predators go after these very vulnerable individuals who have limited economic opportunities. Now, they also could be kidnapping. It could be based on kidnapping. It might not even be that they're like in an orphanage or they are coming across the border. And how do they do this? Well, they basically tape them up. They brand them with a tattoo on the back of the neck, underneath the arm, and they're branded, and they're children. They're little children. So they might have promises of love or a job or a stable life, and they're lured into the trafficking, or like I said, they are kidnapped for exploitative reasons. Now, these victims exist in illegal labor industries, childcare, elder care, drug trade, nail salons, massage parlors, restaurants, hotels, factories, farms, and they are threatened. They are threatened, and they are going to follow because they're terrified. We need full Epstein. Yes, we do. We do need that list. I believe that's going to come forward. And they might be in factories or on farms, domestic servitude, exotic clubs, dance clubs, escort services across the United States. Don't think that this is foreign. Don't think that this is just like, I guess you could say, happening internationally. It's happening right here in our country. So these secret societies, these diplomats, these elites, these business owners, these company owners are carrying on with organized criminal organizations, enterprises. So these crimes against humanity, we are seeing these films being released. Like I said, The Sound of Freedom with Jim Caviezel. He's one of the stars of the film. Cage's documentary by Lewis Herms. So be aware of this. So children are transported in containers, trucks across the country under the cities. There are 3,246 human trafficking cases pending right now for trials. 3,000 of them currently. There's 31,523 people being accused of these crimes. 14,571 have been arrested. So there are big numbers here, big numbers of individuals that are involved in this. And I know this is a very upsetting subject matter, but I have to bring light to it. And I'm going to get on to the 144,000 light workers. But before I get on to that, I want to just finish up about some of the locations that children were trafficked to. So there's domestic and international human trafficking, and it's $1 trillion enterprise, like I mentioned. And I don't have any pictures, and I'm kind of grateful for that. I just have this because I really want to focus attention that this is happening in the United States of America, and it's by some Americans are involved in this. It's not just international. It's making more money, human trafficking. They can sell a child for $7,000 to $10,000, makes more money transporting one kid than doing drug deals or guns or money laundering. Be aware of this. It produces more money. So Jim Caviezel said from this movie that was released on July 4th weekend, and it did better than Indiana Jones movie, says the mainstream media is quaking in their boots, claims it's a QAnon film, and they're sabotaging the AMC theaters release. We're being shafted by the mainstream media. We're not getting any coverage. 2 million was a nod to the 2 million children who are trafficked across the globe. The film exposes the underbelly of the industrial sex slave trade. So it's been #1 right now, this movie, in Texas, Florida, and Arizona theaters. As of yesterday, it's made over $53.4 million. Okay. Now, where are some of these children taken to? They're taken to the Getty, which is under the Getty Museum. I don't know if you know about that. There are over 200 deep underground bunkers. The Dumb's tunnels are underneath the Getty. So Gordon Getty was an American composer, or is an American composer. He's worth $2.1 billion, and he is involved with the Getty Museum. Now, the Getty Museum has art, and there's bases connected to each other by a system of trains that use magnetic levitation and vacuum technology, because we have these advanced technologies through the secret space program, through reverse alien technology. I don't know if you're aware of that. And so we have these abilities to have these supersonic trains underground to travel very quickly across the globe, and that is how they transport. They can reach very high levels of speed. So there's an underground system, and it's been planned in case of a catastrophic event that would occur on the surface of the earth. I don't know if you're aware of this. So the Getty Museum is an art museum in LA, and apparently there have been children underneath the Getty. So the Getty Center, the Getty Villa, it's a 20th century European paintings and drawings and manuscripts, arts and photographs. Now, what I read recently was that and I researched and found out that it's very easy to kind of shield and hide the fact that you're selling a child through art, because you can sell an art piece or a furniture piece for quite a bit of money, and it can be, you know, $15,000 or $100,000 or whatever they charge for it, and really it's actually a child that they are selling. So it makes sense. So art sales equal child sales. Thousands of children were found in cages, and they were rescued by the US military, run by the CIA and the mind control program. So they found underground 50,000 dead or alive, run by the elite cabal. In 2019, some of these tunnels were destroyed. There's also locations underground underneath the Vatican, the Playboy Mansion, and Disney. So the Sound of Freedom movie was based on the heroic true story of a federal agent that rescued children from international pedophile human child trafficking. And it was Tim Ballard, former Homeland Security agent. Now, there's been a lot going on in the last few days related to this, and there's been speculation about who's in the Illuminati, who's human trafficking, child trafficking, who are the producers of the film Sound of Freedom. But regardless of all that, for me, I'm bringing emphasis to this subject, because this is how you create disclosure and you have awakening. The more people that go to see this film, the more that will awaken, and they will come here with us and they will realize what's really been going on. A lot of the lies and deceit and treasonous acts against our country. Okay, so let me get on to, because we're going to keep moving, and I want to get on to some happy subjects. Who's here with us? Music. Hunter Biden is an artist. Yes, there you go. I know. Well, I don't know if we consider him an artist, do we? Allegedly sends his art. That's right. He was selling his artwork for $100,000. Was a child attached to the artwork? You have to question that, don't you? Well, here we go. Here's a beautiful painting, A Soul Brought to Heaven by William Adolph Borean from 1878. Two heavenly beings flying toward a distant light carrying a woman. The angels look upward towards heaven. Look at that. They're saving this woman. And I believe in angels. Angels are celestial, benevolent beings of light. They come from the heavens to earth, and they're here to protect humanity. They're messengers, they're warriors, they're guides. You can ask for angels to come into your physical existence, your outer world and your inner world. If you want to close your eyes and you want to maybe see your third eye, your clairvoyant abilities, if you want to see into another dimension, maybe you're able to go to an angelic realm and you can see angels. For me, I have my eyes open and I look into my third eye, and what do I see? Oh, I saw just some animals in a field. Let me see what I see right now, if I see any angels. What am I seeing? It's funny that I've been really working with my clairaudience, my hearing, and my clear sense of hearing, and I've kind of taken away from my clairvoyant skill. Let's see, what do I see? I see a lamb. I saw a buffalo over here. And I always, lately, not always, but I tend to see a field. It's nature-esque. And if I look up into the sky, what do I see? I see yellow. I see yellow light in the sky. So every once in a while, it would be a good thing if you try to tune into some of your clear senses, not just right here when we speak of it. So let's get on to the 144,000. And who are they? Are you one of the members of the 144,000? Now there's a lot of different interpretations of what the 144,000. So I'm going to mention a few. Is it 144,000 mentioned in the Bible? Is it the light workers, the star seeds? Does it have to do with our DNA? Well, it's whatever resonates with you. I mean, it's very positive. Could it be the 144,000 warriors of light? Are you one of them? And who are the 144,000 warriors of light? Well, the prophesized light workers who have abilities to take all the negative thoughts, emotions, and feelings and alter them into a positive force of light. So are you channeling maybe divine energies, or you've tuned into your own abilities and you're able to transmute negativity and bring light onto the earth? And I always remind you to create a ball of light, because you are bringing light onto the earth and energy right here into this physical reality. Now, a lot of the darkness that we've been experiencing in the last few months, even up to 9 months, has begun to leave the earth, because more awakened, the earth is healing, and we are bringing light onto the earth. And months ago, I saw it in the angelic realm. I saw this spiritual war going on between good and evil, satanic energies, Luciferian energies, darkness. And I saw that light wins, light triumphs, but it takes a moment for it to be visible in the physical reality. So know that. So light workers, maybe you, maybe someone you know, are destined to come to earth and drive out darkness. Now, one of the key factors here is to remind yourself to heal yourself before you attempt to heal others, which means you want to tune into your heart, like we say. I've mentioned to you, you want to tune into your heart and ask yourself how you're doing, how you're feeling. Hopefully you'll realize the meaning of life, which is we are all connected, law of one. We are all oneness. We have wholeness, service to others. So you want to tune into your heart and you want to grasp and accept everything that you've experienced in this lifetime. All the good, all the bad, all the trauma, all your triggers. And you want to hold on to all of that. And you want to create this duality, because the more that you can accept darkness within you, then the more light you can accept. So we must heal ourselves before we heal others. And then after we've healed ourselves, we have unconditional love. Then we go out there into the physical reality and we send love and light to others. So here's some tips. Don't feel like you are, it's not tips. It's more like, you know that you're a light worker if you have these characteristics. You don't feel like you belong on earth. I don't know if that's true for you. The picture resembles, what does that say? The picture resembles the Holy Grail. Oh, thank you. You don't feel like you belong on this earth. Is that how you are? Is that one of your characteristics? And then maybe you're a light worker. You have difficult getting along or belonging with others. I shouldn't say getting along. It's more like, do you feel like you fit in? Do you always feel like you're kind of man out of the group? You're more of an individual. You're kind of thinking on your own. Then you might very well be a light worker. You have an intense and untold connection with animals. Basically, you realize that you have this connection with animals, and you are very aware of animal cruelty. It like hurts you. You're empathic. You have an intense empathy for others. So you feel their moods. You kind of absorb them. You have to be aware of this. Like when you go into crowds, imagine light circling you, because You get everyone else's pain, and it will hurt you. So if you realize before you grow into a group, a large group, maybe you're at a party, you might be out even at your gym, maybe it's when you even go into work. Remind yourself to circle yourself with light, because you might engage with an individual who's very dark, or they're carrying around entities that are attached to them and they're not realizing it. They might be someone very sad or moody or dramatic. So remind yourself to put light around you. So let's believe in a higher power. You're someone that believes in a higher power if you're a light worker. And you also allow a higher power to guide you. So you kind of live in the flow. You're not putting up blocks. You're not overthinking. You're not someone who is projecting past this moment. You're more of someone that goes with the flow. You're intuitively guided. You're probably a light worker like I am. And then you might also have a constant feeling that you are not home. And you also sense that you're wasting time, like you have something that you're supposed to take on that as a mission. And you have a purpose. You're probably a light worker. You also might have been someone who's experienced a lot of darkness in your life. And because of that, you're able to defeat it. So if darkness comes to you, you're basically able, like for me, I've had a lot of darkness and I've had to overcome it because it engulfed me. I felt like I was overwhelmed by darkness. So what I've learned to do when something dark comes to me, maybe at first I'm off my game. I fall off my path. Oh, Elsa. Hey, Elsa. But then what I do is I imagine light wrapping around it, or I say I'm going to hug you, and it goes away. Also, I clear the space. I clear space with light. We've spoken about that, about starting at one end of the room. Make sure that you have a window or door opening. It's basically like the same as saging, smudging space, where you take a bundle of sage. Well, you can do that yourself. You can sage your room by imagining light, and it's almost like you're sweeping light through the room. From ceiling to floor, you're doing it the whole entire space. That's how you clear it. And you send it out a window or a door. You want to send it out to the outside world. So I suggest a window. You can also clear space with sound. Maybe you get one of those healing bowls, like a Buddhist bowl, and you heal it. Or you can do it with a wind chime. You can clear a room with sound healing. Okay, so from the Bible, the 144,000 were mentioned. Great book, by the way, The Raw Contact Teaching the Law of One. Thank you, music. Thank you, everyone who's joining us tonight. I know I came a little bit early because I'm going out for pizza. All right, so the 144,000 were mentioned. I'm just going to hold up this. Then we're going to get on to Dolphin communication and language. So the 144,000, this terminology, was mentioned in the Bible 3 times. So the first time it was mentioned was at 7:4 Revelation. 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel were sealed. And they speak about the seal in the forehead. Now, I don't know if that is related to our third eye chakra, which I say if you want to activate it, what are some of the ways to activate your third eye chakra? Your clairvoyance, so you can see in another realm. And maybe you're going to see another time period, past, present, future. Maybe you'll engage with another location. You might be able to connect with other entities like angels or spirits, a spirit guide, or an extraterrestrial. There's a lot of abilities that you're going to uncover because you are a gifted being of light. So how are some ways that you can activate? I'm just giving this little suggestion, maybe through tapping and asking, I'd like to activate my third eye. You might take your finger and in a circular motion, you move your finger in a circular motion to activate your third eye. You might just imagine beams of light hitting your third eye, which is right here between your two eyebrows. You might take a little gemstone and put it right there in that particular spot so that you are going to activate. Just asking for it will help. Maybe you go into some meditation and imagine that it's being activated. In the Bible, the second revelation speaks of 144,000 standing with the Lamb on Mount Zion and having the name of God written on their foreheads. So there's the foreheads mentioned a few times. The third time that it was mentioned in the Bible, singing before God, and states that no one could learn that a song except the 144,000 who were redeemed on earth. So there's this mention of the 144,000. So for me, I in the beginning, when I started hearing the terminology starseed, light worker, I heard 144,000. So, oh my gosh, there's 144,000 of us. Now, that might have just been the very first group, the first timeline arrivals, and I mentioned the timeline, the fifth dimension. Have you jumped timelines to the fifth dimension? Have you raised your vibration to a higher frequency? How are you going to do that? A higher vibration. And we've spoken about the scale. And the scale, 1,000 is love, joy, forgiveness. And the bottom of the scale, way down here, is 20. It's hatred, it's shame, it's anger. The scale goes from 20 to 1,000. So when you raise your vibration, that means you are consciously in a state of love and hope and joy and forgiveness, meaning that you don't go around with a chip on your shoulder and you are attacking people or you're dumping on people your emotions. You've already gotten through all of that. Now, maybe you've activated your third eye. Maybe you've activated your light codes, your blueprint, your DNA blueprint, and you're out there and you've already had the, what's it called? It's the, where you have to deal with all of your, now I'm blanking out. All of a sudden I'm blanking out. You have to deal with all of your, traumas and triggers. Has that happened yet for you? Have you been receiving light codes while you're sleeping? Have you been seeing light when you close your eyes? Or some kind of lucid dreams where you're waking up or going to sleep? Dark night of the soul. That's what it's called. Dark night of the soul. Have you had dark night of the soul? Which means that it's not really one night. You're going through it many nights or many days of all your issues, and you can't help but deal with them. It's going to happen to all of us eventually because we're going to have the great solar flash, and they say it's going to come between 2024 and 2025. And then, I got ringing in my ear. And then everyone across the globe is going to become awakened. Well, these revelations in the Bible that mention the 144,000, they also speak about the four horses, the false prophets, war, famine, these events which will change mankind. And because of mankind's misrule and Satan's efforts to destroy humanity, were prophesied by Christ during his Oliver prophecy. The 144,000 will be people who have been faithful to God, the servants of our God. So seal of God, seal in the forehead, a mark which angels but not human eyes can read. So angels can see. Do you have this mark on the forehead? Has this happened for you? Have you been awakened? Have you been ascending to a higher consciousness? Have you expanded your awareness, maybe through meditation, maybe through your clairsenses? It's all possible. We just have to imagine, and it will come forward. So anyone who's joining us, I hope you like the video and subscribe. I'm Mary Amy, coming live from New York. What else is music saying? Everyone has their own timeline that converges and blends with those. Christ consciousness is the second coming of Christ. All right, so have you had any vivid dreams lately? Lucid dreams and glimpses, and you are able to utilize your psychic abilities. Have you been practicing your telepathic abilities? And I said, did you get some kind of object from a stranger and you tuned into it? Psychometry and said, oh, I'm going to read this person. It's possible. You're capable. Come on, tell me about your stories. I want to hear all about it. So what is dolphin language? Dolphin communication is real. Dolphins are very intelligent. They communicate through sounds, physical contact, body language, high-pitched clicking sounds, and whistles. Have you ever gone to one of those sea shows, and they take place, I guess you would say, probably in California, and I know in Florida, SeaWorld, and there's dolphins and they're doing all these tricks? It's because dolphins are very intelligent. I have a friend named Estrella, and she speaks about dolphin language. You can find her on Instagram, Estrella, goddess and warrior. So dolphin language is a real thing. Here you can see, here's a little indication, a little diagram of a dolphin. So here the dolphin right here is the blow. It's called the blowhole. Emits sounds and ultrasound. Ear openings, an eye, and 94 teeth, its tongue and rostrum. So dolphin language, dolphin communication for bottlenose dolphins is extensive and complex. They're close with their mothers and their calves or their pair-bounded males. They move casual in larger groups, so they communicate with each other. And I did a little bit of research. I went down the rabbit hole because I sensed dolphins was my next topic. Now, they coordinate movements to herd prey. They take turns swimming into the middle of assembled fish to eat. They hunt together. So sound travels 5 times faster through water than air. So sound travels 5 times faster through water than air. Interesting, isn't it? So every bottlenose dolphin has their own distinct high-pitched whistle, and it's like their name. It's their own distinctive sound, each and every dolphin. Isn't that fascinating? It's their ID. It's their signature whistle. That's what it's called, their signature whistle. So if a dolphin is in distress, it emits their signature whistle loudly, so that they can have other dolphins hear. Now, not every dolphin is going to respond. So a dolphin whistles if separated from the group, repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating until someone hears, another dolphin hears. So dolphins imitate other dolphins' whistles. They're able to imitate another dolphin's whistle. And under duress, dolphins emit a pulsating squeak. I don't know if you've ever heard any dolphins. Signature vibration, yes. Isn't that interesting? So we all carry our own vibration and frequency. That's why I say when it comes to us and we receive an information, an impression. Now, it might come through your hearing, your seeing, your feeling, right? Your clairsenses. You are sending off a certain frequency and you are basically a receiver and a transmitter, and you're receiving a certain frequency. And you are able to receive a certain frequency because that's what you operate on. So it's meant for you. Just like I say, if you have a dream, pay attention. It's meant for you. If you have an impression that you receive, a sensation, it's only going to be a few seconds long. Grab onto it. Is it something that is important for your life? Does it resonate with you? Hold on to it. Try to focus on it. Concentrate. Get as much information as you can so that you can do something with it. It might be something you're supposed to engage with. Might be an opportunity. Maybe it's going to be a premonition. Pay attention. So apparently dolphins have their own signature whistle. So they also rely on visual communication, body language. So here's some of the body language that they might utilize. And it plays a part in communicating by touch. So they have sound, body language, and touch. So some of the body language might be they arch, they bend their head and their tail. They also might do this thing called eye white display, where they roll their eyes, showing their whites of their eyes. And then they also might do something, this is body language, playing dead. They roll over submissively. Now, when it comes to physical contact, touch, they do something called the butt, where they hit with their melon or snout. Another terminology is holding hands. They swim with pectoral fins overlapping. So they're very intelligent, these dolphins. Very, very intelligent. Signature vibrations. Okay, and so that's it for tonight. I have to go. Tonight we cover topics like human trafficking, 144,000. Are you a light worker? Are you a starseed? You are here to awaken the masses, to bring them to the fifth dimension. And we are all going to get there. There's going to be a choice. There's going to be a divide. You're going to see it more and more every single day out in the physical reality. People will be choosing between evil and good. And the ones that have been doing evil might be making deals. So they don't want to lose their reputation and wealth. They might be flipping. You will see it. I'm already seeing it. I heard it from some of these celebrities are already flipping because they don't want to lose their wealth. But now that we are beginning to know who they are and these names are being disclosed, we might not be wanting to see their films or movies. We're going to probably have all these new systems that are going to come online, and we are going to be learning about them in the next 6 months to a year. The government's going to be changing. Are we even going to have a presidential election? Hollywood's going to be changing. The education, the medical, they're all in cahoots. We've been dumbed down. So now we are going to engage with our clear senses. We're going to remind ourselves that we're gifted. We're beautiful beings of light. So let's rub our hands together and create a ball of light. And we want to bring light into our physical reality before I go. Bring light onto the earth. It matters. Bring it into your space, around your body, in your human energy field. Okay? So I'm sending light and love to everybody. I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. I'll be back again next week. I'm creating this content, so I'm kind of busy right now, and I have my job in the matrix, and you're in the middle of it, and I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it. So everyone be well. Gotta focus on the light, spinning the light. I see rainbow light. Everyone be well. I'll be back next week. Bye.